Yeah. Yeah. Elder Johnson on the wall. Stand tall, protect them with his Jehovah's. Let the falsehood fall. Sword in the mouth, truth in the call. Touch not what is holy, watch the mighty fall. Posted like a watchman where the night wind blow. Eyes on the gate where the thieves move slow. No fear in the chest, no bend, no crawl. Lifting 850s daily. If they come for the sacred, then they're facing the wall. Guarding the flock from the wolves that creep. While the blind men slumber and the hirelings sleep. Voice like thunder when the warning go. Fire in the word make the whole camp know. Not for fame, not for gold, not the applause at all. Only standing for the name when the dark ones call. Hands to the plow, feet planted raw. Elder Johnson on the wall for the law of Jehovah. Elder Johnson on the wall. Stand tall, protecting what is Jehovah's. Let the falsehood fall. Sword in the mouth, truth in the call. Touch not what is holy, watch the mighty fall. On the wall, no retreat. On the wall, never weak. On the wall, till the end. Protecting what is Jehovah's again. Yeah. There was a dog that just used the letter Q. 6'9" that roamed the street with hidden wounds beneath his feet. He walked around like all was clean, but carried STDs and things you never seen. He wagged his tail, he played it cool, spoke like a king, but lived as a fool. And when the whisper reached his name, he turned around and passed the blame. It's never him, it's always them. It ain't me, it's them you see. That's the song of hypocrisy. You tell the girl, you tell the world, twist the truth till it's unfurled. It ain't me that gave you that SED. I know you are a virgin before you got with me, but you see, it ain't me. I stand alone, build a lie, then make a throne. Change his name like Cam do, now go by the name Emmanuel against the world, sitting on his throne. But truth still calls your hidden name a dog with fleas. He told the pure, you're safe with me. Spoke soft words so carefully, but every step left tracks behind. The trail no darkness ever blinds. He'd say I'm clean with lifted chin, while STDs hiding in sickness deep within. And every mirror he would face, he'd turn away, deny the trace. When the light shines on the field, every hidden thing revealed. Not by word nor by defense, but by fruit and evidence. A beast may bark and shift the ground, but truth don't move, it stands its ground. For what is done beneath the skin will speak aloud from deep within. You tell the virgin, tell your girl, you leave and stand before the world and say it's never coming from you. Though every sign says it is true, you build a world inside your mind where wrong is right and truth is blind. A kingdom made of shifting sand that cannot ever truly stand. It ain't me, it's them again. Echoes loud from broken men, but scales are set and light is near, and every voice will soon be clear. You against the world you cry, but truth there's not a thing to try. But when the light begins to rise, it tears the veil from all disguise. The track is left. The track is left. The scent remains. No voice can wash away the stains. When truth arrives, it calls it plain, and none can shift or pass the blame.
Hey, brother Daryl, I know that you talked about it. Yes, it's study biblical precepts on this channel.
Even when you went through them last night, like Daniel and certain Zoom emails and stuff like that. And all I just want is that you give me a chance. And you did that, but I'm saying as far as on your end, that you just please go to your sent messages, because I wouldn't make up a lie. I'm not your enemy. I never seen you as my enemy.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you something again. We're gonna go through this again. Because just like I said, I need you to see something that's real close and understand something. I want you to really understand what this is, what you got right here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, the one on the right side.
Huh?
You talking about the one on the right side?
Yeah, one on the right side.
Yeah, I
So,
see it.
okay,
And-
okay. So, same out listening. I want you to hear what I've got to say here again.
okay.
It says I stream profound lessons. One, I don't write that, so I just want to make some things clear. But then I want you to really see the most important part, because that's why I was even holding anger, because I didn't want stuff to come out, but a little bit cooler today. But the main thing is study biblical precepts on this channel. The study of the written language of Paleo Hebrew, including providing clarity, understanding, and etymology straightforwardly during the process. The reason I have a problem with that, because I'm telling you right now, if I wrote that for you to go with that, I'm disrespecting myself, Dr. Sha'ul, and every master of breast that then came through. That's number one. So because now I did that for you to make you look good and make me and all the master of breasts and her breasts in the past look bad for you. And that's what you want. That's what you saying. So you saying, okay, no matter what, I'm holding you at this level to where I need you to look the best. And I wrote this there because that's what they're saying. Because that's disrespecting Dr. Sha'ul. 100%. That's 100% disrespecting him when you even got that in there. And it also disrespects me because you sitting there on this here and that's there. That's what that says. And then it says, and committed to achieving the highest standards of quality teaching, learning, and perceptual Bible study cultivated in the loyal servant of Yahweh via use of the King James Bible. But then down here, you got preceptive for comprehension inside. Okay, this is actually on my business cards because that's what they did for my business cards. But the thing is, if I wrote it, I'm telling you up front. So now you sitting there, no matter what. So what my wife even showed me was the thing you put on Facebook. That was a lie. It wasn't true. Because you still sitting there saying you wouldn't lie. So no matter what, as you saying, I have no reason to lie to you, but we want to tell you, I have no reason to lie to you, Elder Johnson. You're the liar because you wrote that. No. That's the point you're missing. Because you still saying I wrote it. I can look at the language and see I didn't write it, but you saying, hey, I have no reason to lie to you. But now you're saying, so Elder Johnson, let me tell you another thing. And I already know you're gonna deny it. But I'm gonna tell you something to where you clearly know about it. And we all talked about it. You had a thing where we did with sitteth. You brought that up a couple of years ago. You said, Elder Johnson, you asked me what sitteth. I know you know, I already know the conversation is. Mm-hmm. And I said, you said, hey, you said it mean this, and you was mixing up seeth with seeth. You was mixing them up, but you didn't know it. And then you sitting there saying, you said, Elder Johnson, don't worry if you got it wrong. And you laughed about it. The reason, no. I wish you please stop interrupting because just like I said, I heard you. And you kind of laughed about it. And then what I proceeded to do is take you through an educational lesson through a Hebraic way and showed you what it actually means. I did it because I pulled over my car because I was on my way to do something in Chino Hills, and then I ended up stopping. I pulled over to make sure I educated you on this. Then the problem is what I told you before. Some people can learn something, and then they feel that they got so much knowledge, they elevate themselves automatically. That's why I said you had this God complex based on what you wrote on the video that I have. So this is why I said that's where the issue is. Because no matter what, as soon as you feel you know this got this much understanding, you boost it up to where you're above this level. This is what you have continually did this. You continually showed this. And the same thing, like I said, in everything I said, I told you ahead of time. These was warnings always to you, but I told you all this stuff ahead of time. And for whatever reason, you chose to sit there and still say, I'm gonna school him on Paleo Hebrew on this city. Then when I showed you what it means, then later on you tried to deny that you wasn't doing that. And I told you, dude, you did it. You just own up to it. And now you're doing this one. I wrote this, and now I'm going to disrespect the man I deeply loved. I respected him as a father, no different than my father Will and my father Melvin Johnson, who I came through the loins of. Love this man equally the same. But you saying I would disrespect this man just to make you look good, then I got to be a plain fool. I got to be an idiot to do that. Because nowhere in the world I would do that. The same thing is when I have more people ask me, how can they can be a master of bread? Only one who was licensing people at that time was Dr. Sha'ul. So the same thing is, out of all the years I knew him, that never came up to my mind to sit there and say, hey, Dr. Sha'ul, to start teaching people they can be licensed. You think you can send me through another section to where I can be licensed? That never came up in my mind. So I never even pushed that on nobody. I never sit there and say, I'm a licensed. Why? Because I will be lying to you. Because I don't have a license to do it. But for whatever reason, you chose to do it your way. You chose to sit there and say, no matter what, Elder Johnson, you lying. You wrote this. That's what I'm saying. So this is the issue. And no matter what, you still sitting there saying, I didn't write this. So you still saying I wrote it. No matter what, you still holding to I wrote it. That's the issue. Oh, I'm done. You can say whatever you need to say.
Elder Johnson, the thing, the part about I know you got your mind. The part about I was it was like my first year, and I remember the year. I remember the exact video that you did where you gave me the definition, but I remember the exact video afterwards. It was a video of black. The video you did on black that that was the very first time where you came out and said seeth means this and seeth means that. Elder Johnson, I did not try to school you on those words. During that time, you were like, hey, and this, I didn't even do it in this way, but you was always like, hey, if I get a teaching or whatever, you'd be like, check me on it. But I didn't come to you in that way, like I'm gonna check him on this. I came and I was like, I promised this to God. I was on Google Translate trying to look up if these words pronounce the same way or not, because respectfully, Elder Johnson, when you teach, you will say words, you like for instance, in Galatians, for emulations, you will say emotions. But I know you don't you mean what the word is saying. I know that. I know you're not saying something, different or whatever the case may be. So it's the same thing with the word seeth and seed. You were pronouncing them the same way as seeth. And what I did was just get scripture together. I remember the scriptures I got together, which was one of them was Jeremiah, where the Most High asked Jeremiah. He said, "What do you see?" He said, "I see the seething pot." So that's when I was bringing you scriptures, and I feel as though you felt like disrespected that I was bringing.
Real quick. I'm gonna let you finish, but don't say what I felt like because I know exactly what happened. But go ahead.
And then I asked you because you were like, I asked you, why are you mad? That's what I said. And you were like, I'm not. But now after all this time, I wasn't saying that in a way like, why are you mad? Because around that time, I didn't really know you. You were getting like stern and intense. And that was in the context of
None of that was true.
huh?
None of that's true. See, you trying to say I'm getting stern.
No, I didn't know you.
You laughed and said, "Oh, don't get mad if you got it wrong." I just told you. I pulled over, and I corrected you. I showed you what it actually meant, and then you tried to change it as you're doing now. That's what I'm saying. The problem you're missing is one. You said you went to Google Translate. You can go to any way you want. to
I
do
was
what
just
you need to
making
do.
sure how it was pronounced, like seeth and seeth, because
Okay.
I was just learning the Bible, so it was like thy and thine. I wanted to know if it was like, you know, if the e meant anything on it. That's why I was super confused around that time. I wasn't trying to teach. I didn't
I
even
don't
tell
have
you. I didn't even tell you, hey, elder, you got this wrong. This word
no,
means
no,
this.
no. That's what you did say.
Oh, oh,
You
oh,
said
oh,
you said you said I got it wrong.
okay, so
Yeah,
elder,
see what I keep saying is for some reason you think that I'm either old and senile, something to that effect, because you have a perfect memory and I got a bad one. But then we still can't find this thing because you keep jumping from email to email. But then on this one that I'm bringing up right now, you saying exactly what you saying would happen, and I'm telling you exactly what went on. Just like I said, I
I do
knew
not.
that's why I knew the exact word, because the same thing is that's why I had to check you on it.
Elder, I don't believe that.
Okay. Okay. Well, you don't have to believe it. Now let's get
No,
back.
as far as like see now, and you said we're gonna get back to this, but you said that I said that don't be mad that you got it wrong. I mean, what did I get? What definition did I give to say that you got it wrong? I never told you a definition. I never said, hey, Elder, this one means this or this one means that. I was trying to get the understanding of, are these two definitions the same? And all I did was present scripture. I was out.
No,
I,
you
I
did.
presented, yes, I presented
Yeah.
the ones where it said, thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. And I presented the one in Romans 8 where he said about seeth. And I presented the one about in Jeremiah, we see I see a seething pot. And I was trying to get the understanding out of Johnson.
No,
I didn't say, well, out of Johnson, this one means that, because I didn't know the difference. I didn't know
you
what the
did
word
do
meant.
that. No, you did do that. And
All right.
see, and now you're saying you didn't do it, but that's beside the point, because I see this the way these conversations always go. The reason why I say these reasons just the way the conversation go, because you're never wrong. So this is part of the problem. This is why I keep saying the same identical thing. But the main thing is where no matter what, and as you sitting there saying, you wrote this other part to my wife now, and then you had it on Facebook, and you're saying you take full accountability, this and that, but then still you want us to you still want me to still go put in some work. You go put in some work because Elder Johnson, I'm telling you, somehow I wrote this email. All you gotta do is unmic. You ain't got to put your hand. All you gotta do is unmic.
I didn't want to cut you off. I'm not trying to frame you for this, Elder. I know it's in the if you just do it one more time. I know it's in the sent. If you just check the sent email, and if it's not there, then it's me. I still do take accountability. But even looking in both of those emails, even from the
Did
one
you talk to Did you talk to Elder Jenkins the other day?
I did,
What did Elder Jenkins tell you?
he told me a lot.
No, in detail. What did he tell you?
One is not taking a gift. He said if that bio was given to me, that I should have looked over it and also seen that this doesn't match me, and not to put it up there. Um, he
So
told me a lot.
wait a minute. So if you seen it didn't match you, would you put it out there?
No, but and then again,
It's not no but. Would you put it out there if it don't match you?
no, but I wasn't thinking that at the time.
No, you wasn't.
Yeah,
So if I told you the same as he told you, if I told you to go jump off a cliff, would you do it?
no,
Okay, but you did this.
yeah, because when you wrote it, at the bottom of it,
You see how you keep saying this? You see how you keep saying I wrote it?
Elder, if you may please just go to the
I'm not. Wait a minute. No, I did everything you asked me to do. I did it, and this is where people keep running. See, I'm talking about this is what Trump does. he'll keep going to something, something, something. He gonna keep going, and
No,
he
this
got to
would
find
be,
something.
the last straw. This would be
Oh
it.
no, oh no, it's not the last call because this is the last call. Because I'm not going checking no more. But no matter what, how could you? Let me see. I'm gonna show you something. This is why. This is why I say this. These are why we got issues and stuff. I want to show you something else, and I'm gonna ask you the same. I'm gonna ask you the same question. Did not you write this?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. It says I want to say I take full accountability for on the biography that was said that I didn't write on YouTube saying that someone else who was the person accusing me wrote it for me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't found, and I gave the floor. They gave the floor to me and had decent dialogue. As a man, I take full responsibility, accountability for everything.
I do.
No, you don't. You just
I,
lied. You just lied again.
I,
You
let
just
me,
lied again.
no, I didn't. I take accountability. I do. After, because I texted your wife this morning, Elder Johnson, I was meditating on everything. I do, because I'm in a situation with what I do. But I was meditated on everything. There's emails that I don't have that I know you sent, even from the King James Bible University email. I don't have no Daniel classes, no other. So even yesterday, y'all were asking me, hey, well, why is this particular email so happen to be deleted? Like if I just randomly picked that one and deleted it and kept everything else. No, that's not the case. There's other emails that are also deleted. I mean, even when you look at the date from when you just went through the email, the years skipped. Like one email or two from one year, and then the next thing is the next year. I mean,
So the same thing is, did not you see? I want you to understand exactly what's happening. As we sat there, and you sitting there, and you talking about what happened. You said you wrote this email for me, and now you said I'm gonna pull over right now because it's that important. I'm gonna pull over, and I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull this text. And as soon as I pull it, are you gonna sit there and you're gonna apologize to the people? Why? I keep telling you, you have a God complex. For whatever reason, you don't want to recognize that as well as your mom don't want to recognize it. But that's the problem you have. So the same thing is you didn't find it. Now when you don't find it, no matter what you're doing, you still pushing. Because you're sitting there, it got to be somewhere. And the same thing is, if it's not in this, go look in your sent. You want to go look in your sent emails. I'm telling you, it's an ongoing thing. It went from text to emails. Now you want, we got to go on yours. We need to see your text. We need to see your sent box. We got to go through all your years of sent to try to find the one. No. That's what you're doing. You're doing the same thing.
What it's like in a sense of like exaggerating what I'm saying, Elder. I'm not
Really?
saying go through.
Really?
Yeah, because you're saying going through years of. It's like, what I mean by that is like the simple thing is just hitting in my email, going to the sent, and just putting in my email in the search bar.
Do you want me to tell you what your real issue is?
Yes, Elder.
I'm going to tell you what your issue is. One, you spoiled. The one spoils you is the one in there. Because you want to tell you why? You always got your way a certain way. When you don't get your way, you have an issue. That's your biggest problem. See, my biggest issue is my wife will tell you she's been with me long enough. When I cut people loose, I cut you loose. And when I seen this in you, that you had issues, I was cool with you. And I cut you one time. And I went against my own rule. And I got back cool with you. And I went against my rule. Because guess what? One of the biggest issues you have Do you know what a narcissist is?
Yeah.
Okay. That's you. That's you when you look right in front of it. The reason why you're this perfect person, everybody else has an issue. You're never wrong.
I don't believe that.
You
From learning the truth and
you emulating it right now. You just saying, hey, just go to your scent. Let's go to your scent.
the,
I don't have
the reason why is because there's situations that I'll always, even I told you about the things that I did at my job that over I could have lost it, and even eating other things, Elder Johnson. I took full accountability, and I told you, hey, Elder, that test came right to me. I didn't go away from trying to.
this is right to you.
But Elder, I'm trying to make the similitude as far as saying that how that situation I took accountability because I know I did that.
Okay. I'm gonna show you something, and I want you to be extremely honest with me. Extremely honest, because everything banks on this. I'm gonna show you something. And then we're gonna go to what we got to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Did you write this?
Yes.
You wrote this. Okay. Can you read Philippians 2:12?
To say, wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Okay. So now you ready? We're gonna read a couple more scriptures. But it tells you, it says, false accusations were brought up upon me being a deceiver because of a bio that wasn't written by me, but actually was written by the person who accusing me deceiving the people via bio. I didn't, and you still doing via bio. So then I didn't write it, but that's beside the point. I didn't write the bio on YouTube, but it was actually written for me, which I don't do, and sent to me to use by the same person who accused me. Actually teaching that I taught wasn't false, because I never even said that what you was teaching was false. What I did, I said your bio was false, because I made that clear. And it was exactly how I was taught myself as everyone else. I was accused of disrespecting a time slot, which you also did that too. Although I taught at a time didn't bleed into the time of what was stated that I disrespected. Now it says my salvation is in my own hand. I want you to understand what you just read, and because now you're gonna see why I said when you write a certain way, but you finna see what I'm talking about. So you said it's in your own way. Now watch, and then right after the verse, you said, and now men who want to be lords over me. Do you recognize anything? They want to be lords over me have decided to put into their hands to forbid me to teach in labor. Now I'm gonna hold it 1 second. I want to ask everybody else. When I made that video, I didn't say what times you taught. I said, and I even told you, I made it clear yesterday. I said the reason why I did that is I wanted to make sure the people who was at King James Bible University, because a lot of them was over there and it was a mix up. So I was just making a clear separation to show what was there. I never said what you taught was false. All I said is what your bio was. Now, the main thing is I'm going to let everybody talk and speak on it to where we can get this all straight as I continually go down. Anybody, did I say anything different in the video on what I just said to anyone? Can anyone, if I said something different, please speak. Or if I said the same thing, just you don't have to say anything.
Shalom, Elder. This is
No. I want the other ones to speak, because the same thing is, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna deal with that side again in 1 second. But I want to make sure if I said anything different, I need this to go because I know if you speak, you're going to try to change the narrative. And I need anybody, if I said anything different, I want them to say, because all I said was his bio was false. It's not true. I didn't say nothing about your teaching. I didn't say anything about your teaching.
Yeah, I can second that there, Elder. You didn't mention anything about the teaching. You just mentioned about you referenced the bio, right?
Thank
So,
you.
again, you didn't say anything different than what you're saying today.
I appreciate it, Elder. So that's what I'm saying. But you had this in here that I said that about you, and I didn't say that about you. Now it says the same man who want to be lords over me. I never want to be. I don't want to be lords over anybody. I don't even try to be lord over my wife. So we're gonna look at some.
You never said what?
I don't even try to be a lord over my wife.
No. Before that, you said about what I read.
Yeah, but you said now is now men who wants to be lords over me.
Okay,
Wait, I'm gonna finish. We're gonna go all the way down
before we go down. So what I'm meaning in here, before we go down, this is what I meant because it's in the text. So when I'm saying my salvation in my own hand, this is where my thoughts was at.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm at this.
I know, and about the men is both connected.
Okay, go ahead.
It's both connected.
Okay, go ahead.
So about having my salvation in my own hand. So and about also being lords over me. So I thought that way because even I expressed this to Elder Jenkins when we were having our phone conversation. There was a Zoom set up with all the elders and the deacons, and in that meeting, and Elder, you even in these settings, you always record the videos just to make sure nobody said anything or accused of somebody of saying something. That so you record these videos. You can go back and pull up that video that you recorded with removing us from being teachers, because it crushed me because it was said that I am this won't be revisited. So in a sense, as far as don't turn in no teachings or nothing. I remember Elder Lynn saying that, and then also after Elder Lynn saying that, Elder Jenkins speaking, because Elder Jenkins gave encouragement to, hey, go ahead, continue to teach, continue to, if y'all encourage y'all to come still, even though Lynn said that, encourage y'all to still come back to the Zoom meetings and to eat, to learn that at all the classes and stuff like that, but also in the same breath of the elder, as far as saying, this won't be revisited. You won't come back here and teach. You can bring that video up. So where my thoughts was at, and this
I don't have to.
Quickly, yeah.
No, you did say that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I felt this is where my thoughts at, being lords over me. So if I'm going to teach, I mean, you guys are seeing my songs for weeks. I don't understand why the bio thing didn't be brought up at that very point. But it's like when I now get a teaching, it's like, and people in my songs have said things about KJBU. Because
okay. So let me take care of that, and then you can finish up. One, your songs was doing one thing. But then when you did a teaching, and as I said, same thing, it's almost like a recording, you blended into one of the teachers over here. So when you did that, and that's not your norm, you normally were just doing teaching, you just doing songs. At first, you wasn't even doing those. So what that did, that brought us over to where now we checking it. And then in the bio, that bio pops up. That's how your bio came up. At first, if you would have put that teaching out at 10 o'clock in the morning, we wouldn't even be here at all. Nowhere. Why? Because it didn't blend into one of the teachers' teaching. But once it blended in, now we sitting there, and I said the same thing. I want to make sure it's a distinction, because now all you have to do is keep disrespecting one of the teachers, and we have people from KJBU over there. That's the issue. So if they blending in over there, now I have to sit there and make a decision. Okay, am I going to keep letting him disrespect? No. I said, no, he got this over here. But he as he's teaching over there, he is not part of KJBU. I said we have a set people over here. So with those set people, these are who they are. So if you tie to him, you can stay over there and watch his, or you can disengage from that to come over. Why? Because you disrespected Elder Land. And I said, wait a minute, I said the same thing there. I'm telling you the same thing now.
Elder Johnson, I understand that you guys see in your point of view that I disrespect Elder. I have nothing towards Elder.
Okay, that's fine. We passed that, but I'm just telling you, no. I'm telling you how your bio came up. Because why? Nobody went through your bio.
I don't understand.
When that disrespect happened, I keep making disrespect happen. Now we come and we start seeing what's going on. That's what happened. And I keep saying the same thing. That's how your bio. I just said, if you would have did it at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, we wouldn't even be here.
Elder Johnson, this is what I asked Elder Jenkins. Even the day after when y'all all put me on the phone, this is what I asked Elder Jenkins. I asked Elder Jenkins, when we're on the phone, I'm always in every situation getting reprimanded on how I've in this bayou of how I should have, and I did learn, and I do take it on how I should have spoken or said something to someone and say it in this manner, and go about things where it would dead the situation where nobody can't say anything back. Like you were telling me about Orlando. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that it bled in your time and this and that. But I don't understand why it is not on the same, is on the other side. It's like you automatically thought I was disrespecting KJBU.
No. Again, let me correct you again.
Or
I keep saying you disrespected Elder Lynn.
Elder Lynn.
Because I'm gonna tell you, see, I'm not going to let you blend stuff or try to change the narrative on what happened. So the same thing is, and we can move on because I'm going to go back to this and finish this out because you were going to explain this, but you didn't. The same thing is, I didn't know Deacon Khalil. Deacon Khalil, he sat there and made sense of the whole matter. He sat there, because first, same as your mom was sitting there talking about this time. When the main point of this is, she shouldn't have never been here. She actually even said in Deacon his class that she said that she had to let you guys go through your own thing. She said that clearly in his class. But guess what? When she still see you have a little bit of a problem, guess who she still chooses? She still chooses to try to protect flesh. That's the issue. The same thing is, when you're doing that, she's showing that you won't. Tell you what, I'm gonna stand on his own because I'm not gonna let these guys take over. And what we were trying to do was still sitting there. You don't sit there and let a mother, and you're a grown man, sit there and you in a situation, she should have never even been there. She should have never came in my platform and sat there to say, oh, won't tell you. And then she tried to put it on my wife, which really upset my wife, because I think my wife wanted to talk about that too. The problem is what went on. Because she came back there and she put up her hand up immediately after I removed you. And then she said he should have a chance to speak this and that. She shouldn't have never said anything. Ever. Why? Because it's not even her concern. But she chose to push herself in this. And she shouldn't have never did. That's the issue. So the problem is, same thing. Ever since I was 17, when I got in trouble, I'm in trouble. My parents didn't have nothing to do with it. I had to deal with that. But what she chose to do is what she said. She said she stopped coming. She wouldn't do this. She wouldn't sign in. She wouldn't do these things because you was taken down. But she said she had to remember that's flesh. And she had to let you go through the own thing. She's right here right now. Why? She was trying to cut in. Why? Because she wanted to try to control the narrative. And this don't even concern her.
I don't think we're trying to control the narrative.
No, you're missing the point. It don't even concern her. She
I
shouldn't even be in here.
understand.
No. Okay, so that was the whole point. So the same thing is that's why when she was trying to cut in, no, I'm dealing with you. That's what I'm gonna deal with. And then we can talk to her about whatever we need to talk about. But I'm gonna deal with you because other than that, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is me to you. As long as you let her do that, you'll never be a man. Ever. Why? Because anytime you get in the smallest bit of trouble, guess who's gonna come? Mama. So guess what? You'll never learn. Why? Because mama's there. Mama gonna do this. Mama gonna do that. Mama gonna do this. Mama gonna do that. So guess what? That's letting you know right up front, you can't stand on your own.
I can't stand on my own.
Your mama here. I'm telling you, the proof is in the pudding. I'm telling you up front. I'm trying to tell you as a man. When you have your mama have to stand for you, that's saying you're not a man.
Elder, but how can you say that when you understand, but you kicked me out? So how can you put that on me when my mom is trying to stand?
I tell you,
Elder, let me finish this one point. You said
go ahead.
my mama trying to stand for me. I couldn't stand for myself. My mom would have never said anything. She was just trying to figure out what you kicked me out. I couldn't stand for myself, God. So you can't say that my mom is standing for me. I was immediately kicked out, and I wasn't coming in there irate, or I was coming here to say, "Hey, Elder Johnson, you check the email." That's what I was coming in to ask you, because you. But I feel as though this blew out of a proportion because Elder Johnson, I don't know, it's like you blast me and all these people do all these other things, Pittman talking crap, and I just taught a video and you just blast me all over the internet about, and you didn't even come to me and said, hey, like none of the elders with you. What's up?
So I should have bowed down and come to
No,
you.
it's not. But that's where your mind. That's where you're thinking at. What do you mean bowed? Why are you thinking
You just
bowing
said,
down to me?
wait a minute.
That's not what I'm saying.
You just said
No, I'm not, because you'd have gave a elder respect of going to him and speaking to him. I know that about you. You would have had Elder Jenkins on the phone. Hey, what's going on? Or whatever the case may be.
Okay,
That's one thing that I do know.
So now let's get something straight.
It's not. I don't feel as though you're saying I have to come and bow. You have to come and bow down to me.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's get something straight. This is real simple. Did you? When the last time you made any contact over here? Signing in anything?
Elder Lynn's class.
No. Besides that, because you did that for a certain reason. When the last time you signed in?
Personally, I didn't, but there were some times when I did, when I was at my.
No, because you didn't. When was the last time? When the last time you was in a Zoom session?
That's what I was about to say. There was times where I was over at my mom's house where I was sitting there.
Yeah, okay, nobody knew you was there. Now, same thing. Deacon Ed just told you. Wait a minute. Deacon Ed told you that. Now, the same thing is. Now, now you say that didn't happen with Deacon Jonathan. You said that didn't happen. That he didn't tell you that you called elder. But I do know one that did. She's right there, Sister Bernadette.
Yeah, she was encouraging me. Yeah.
Yeah, she said, no, wait a minute. Hold it. Now, the same thing is, he never made contact. So the same thing is, as when people see that they're separated, Deacon Ed actually was explaining it to you perfectly. When we see you separated, as I told you, Elder Jenkins will tell you this. I will not chase you. I'm not going to sit there, hey, bro, I don't do that. If you want to separate, you separate. The only thing is to where soon as you made that video and you blended it in, all I sitting there doing, telling the people at KJBU, he's not part of us. He don't have nothing to do with us. That's all one thing he did.
May I say this one thing?
So once I did that, and then I'm sitting there and I know about that dang bio. No, I hit that bio. Because guess what? I didn't say nothing about your teaching. See, and I'm not going to revisit this anymore because I already made myself clear on that.
Okay, Elder, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I'm with Sister Burnett, and she called me, got the text message saying,
I don't need the text messages.
I know. I'm saying the proof is in the pudding. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm gonna send you text message. I'm saying that is true. With Jonathan, that's a whole nother thing because I remember there's no reason to lie on that. Sister Bernadette.
I just said you can pass that because you said it never happened.
No, how he said it happened.
No,
it didn't.
No, as far as you was concerned, it didn't happen. So we can go past Jonathan.
No, you keep saying as far as I couldn't. You can't. I'm saying something, and you keep. Earlier you said as a man, I can't say.
You keep saying the way he said it. You said yesterday he didn't say what he said. So we don't need Jonathan. We don't need Deacon Jonathan.
Right. Anything. Right. And he asked me.
Saying that. No.
Yeah.
That's a dead issue. That's why I said that. That's a dead issue. So there's no reason for us to visit it. Why? Because you said Deacon Jonathan is not telling the truth. So I'm dead. So I'm done with that.
All right, I understand what you're saying now. So you can, even Sister Bernadette can come up when I say this. All the time that she was encouraging me, I was like, Sister Bernadette, I will come back there. I'm just not ready. She can come up and say and confirm that if I didn't.
Yeah,
you're saying no, but
come up. She can come up.
You got all these other people saying they said this to you, but when I say this, it's like, no, I don't want to hear it.
At the point, she can come up and say whatever you wanted to say.
I'm saying, yeah, Sister Burnett, you hear me? That I not on occasion say I'm not ready, and I will come back there eventually. I said I'm not ready, and I even said a text message. I said I'm just going to prepare myself.
You did.
I said that to her. I said, I'm going to prepare myself. I said, I'm going to come back there. I said, I'm not ready yet. I'm going to prepare myself, watch teachings, make my songs, make the some teachings, get them out. And I told her I'm not, because she was encouraging me. I just said, this is Burnett. I'm not ready right now. I'm going to prepare myself before I come back there in the Zoom. So indicating that nobody was trying to separate or do anything like that, but you guys automatically counted me as an enemy because you didn't.
Ain't nobody counted you as an enemy. But now let's get back to this. Okay, so
now how you brush over that?
Yeah, you just said people counted you as an enemy. Nobody counted you as an enemy. So
when you're saying you separated from us, you don't cut ties from us. That's basically saying it's like. If I don't talk to a friend,
if you let me finish this, you're gonna see what's going on. Real quick, Deacon Khalil.
Shalom. I was just speaking to confirm that nobody counted you as an enemy at all, because there were certain things that happened behind the scenes where Elder literally specifically told me not to count you as an enemy. So nobody counted you as an enemy at any point, actually, during the whole thing, because didn't nobody know what you was doing. You was just gone. So you weren't an enemy by any means. What was said yesterday was a result of the continuous attack on Elder Johnson's character that you were continuously displaying even at this moment. But you were not counted as an enemy at all. I'm just saying that just to confirm that, that's not what, So that was it.
All right, appreciate it. Okay, so now let's look at this. Now let's hopefully we get through this. It says, now men who wants to be lords over me have decided to put that into their hands to forbid me to teach and labor. If that is the form, if that in the form of a song written in a letter or an email that is sent to someone, or a teaching on YouTube video, or by word of mouth to mouth to someone else, laboring for God, laboring for God. For laboring for God is laboring for God. I was removed from under the platform because I didn't meet the certain criteria of providing teachings every week. You see what you got here? You got it right there. All fine, well, and good. So you making sure you clear here, but we're gonna go up some. We're gonna clear it out. So it says, however, I'm not going to become a sitting duck and waiting for someone to put my hands to the work for myself. as if they can grant me eternity. See, these are your statements. This is what you're writing.
Yeah.
This is what, wait a minute. So now you reference it says, but as Philippians 12:2 stated, it's exactly that. And I'm going to continue to do that. But now men want to take my right away from achieving eternal life by forbidding me to labor and from God's heritage in learning because I am no longer under the umbrella of his platform. Now, this is another problem. Because guess what? Ain't nobody told you to stop teaching. I just told the people where you what was going on. That was it.
That's exactly what I meant in
No.
that
See,
statement.
that's what it means.
No. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You told the people you made a division. So it's basically forbidding me to labor because it's like now the people minds is like, oh, this guy is a false teacher now.
Okay, now
And that's also forbidding the people from learning. Elder Johnson, this could have been hashed out by a conversation.
Same as Deacon Khalil just told you. Same as Elder Carlos just told you. All I said was what was in your bio. I didn't say absolutely nothing.
Elder,
I didn't even reference your teaching.
Elder Johnson, you said if you want to stay over there, you can stay and learn. You said of that
exactly Elder. The point. If you want to stay over there, stay over there.
Okay, can we please do this? The video is
We can deal with this.
Oh, we can, but I'm saying your video is 13 minutes.
No, we're gonna deal with this.
Okay.
So we're gonna deal with this. See, because right now I'm not finna be jumping all around. And as I said, if y'all want to learn over there, but disconnect from us. I know that. No, dude. Understand? Do you understand what I mean by that? Because I can guarantee you, I don't even have to explain it. My thing is, if you want to run it at 4:30, run it at 4:30. But guess what? I don't need them to be over there, and then they trying to learn something over there, and then they come over here and ask me a question that you done did. I'm not going to answer it. Let me take this. I'm going to take these two, and then we're going to finish this out. Brother Daryl.
Shalom. My only question is this. Now, if there is something that is established in the kingdom of God, these guys set a standard for us to do. And that standard that in your letter, as I read it, you kind of have an issue with. But I would say this, and I commend these guys who are able to put their lesson out weekly like the requirement says. Do you realize that these guys are doing it? Now, I'm going to bring this into the real world. Your job as a truck driver has requirements established and set. Don't you have to oblige to those to even continue to be a truck driver? It's no different. And when you say forbidding you from doing, and this is in love, my brother, because if I was your father, just like I said, this letter, I would totally have not done this. I would have done this different. I wouldn't have done this what you have done right here. And I would have told you, this is not the way to go right here. But bringing it back into the real world, you have requirements at your job that you have to meet. So why would you think you're able to meet the requirements on your job and the requirements here to labor for God, as you said? We have a board that set an establishment for in order to teach, you have to meet. So what's the difference in thinking you can do it in the world for your job, and then you can't do it in the kingdom of God? See, that's a problem that really just reading this letter that I have. Now, I use myself as an example. I've been turning in teachings, but I haven't met the requirement. I'm not mad. I know they have said something. So, as my wife knows, because I'm trying to meet those requirements so I can be able to get my teachings out. There's no difference, my brother. I mean, the world, the kingdom. So, and that part right there, and then this letter, I would say you are totally in error. It shouldn't have been. This shouldn't be no issue as far as somebody stopping you from doing something. They're not stopping you. You're stopping yourself because if you meet the requirements, I'm 100% sure your teachings you would have been teaching. So you have to look at it from that standpoint as well. Nobody is forbidding you from doing anything. We got to look at our own actions to see what we're doing, and just continuing to listen to what's going on, my brother. Once again, if you were my son, you're not accepting your responsibility of your own actions, man. This thing for me is honestly, Elder is giving you some grace. Why? Maybe he, in his heart, he really do love you. But for me, I kid you not, I got kids of my own. And when they don't do not what I want them to do or treat me in a certain way, I cut them too. My wife can tell you. They don't respect give my wife the respect that she deserves. I cut them. And I already did that to my kids. And I love them, and I have no problem doing it. But for him to even continuing to do this, man, people have other things to do that they could be doing, but he taking the time to do this and still sitting and listening. You still don't want to accept the be accountable. You say it, but you're not actually doing it. You don't want to accept the accountability of what's been done. So at some point, you have to really start doing that, man. You have to start doing that. That's all I
Yeah,
have to say.
I appreciate it, Brother Brown. And but it says, but now the men has taken the right away from me achieving eternal life by forbidding me to labor in from God's heritage, from learning because I am no longer under the umbrella under his platform. Clear violation and sin against Jehovah, the Most High God, because I'm proving something to you. Can you read for me Luke 49, 49, and 50? Because I'm finna prove to you what you're doing.
Okay.
And then after we get to this, I get to you, Deacon Khalil. Just give me 1 minute.
All right.
It says, John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and we forbade him because he followeth not with us. And Jesus said unto him, Forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us.
So the same thing is, can you explain that one? Because I can explain it to you in the body that you wrote it in. But I want you to explain it to me.
Explain the verse or explain what I wrote?
Okay.
Both of them.
I'm going to say this clear again. In the body of text that you wrote, as you were saying, Philippians 2:12, you were saying it blends into this. What was the purpose? Because you got a clear violation and sin against Jehovah,
Right.
Most High God of Israel. No. So I want you to explain this verse to me in layman terms on why it's placed in your body of text.
Because yeah, you didn't say, because that's the thing that I was saying, Elder Jenkins, you didn't say my teaching was wrong. You said I was teaching another doctrine, and that, of course, and this is what I was explaining to Elder Jenkins. I'm like, I know the separation of today's where it have to be KJBU and like IUIC to understand the clear separation between, okay, we're not affiliated with them, we're not affiliated with this group, we're not affiliated with that group. But I was also saying at the same time, why would you say that I'm teaching it? Because you could pull up the video. You said I'm teaching a different doctrine. So, and this is where I tied all of it in and being an umbrella of the KJBU platform. I'm like, if we're of the, so this is where I was going with. Just like the 12 disciples, where John was talking about the 12 disciples and all the ones that were following them, that John wanted to forbid the others that were teaching just because they weren't under the 12 disciples. But Yahweh Shai forbid them because as one spirit, we're teaching the same thing. on your video, you said I'm teaching another doctrine. That's what you said.
So now let me make it clear. Yeah, which you are. And I'm going to explain that all to you.
Okay.
Okay. There's no such thing as confusion in the body. None. There's no such thing as that. Now, you particularly ran into his video. But you see this verse you put in here?
Video.
Oh, wait a minute. Dude, read the verse again. I'm finna make sure you see this. Read that again.
Which one? Luke
9:49.
And it said, and John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name. We forbade him because he followeth not with us. And Jesus said unto him, forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us.
Read 9:49 and 50.
I just read that.
No, read it again.
Oh. And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name. And we forbade.
There you go. So you missed that part.
In thy name.
And casting out devils. So who are the one casting out devils? That's my question to you.
They were going around teaching.
Now you're missing the point. We're talking about in the Bible. We're talking about in this world.
Christ.
I see you now. See, for some reason you have selective understanding. So technically,
who was casting out devils in this world?
Yeah, you got selective understanding. So let's no.
Did I miss what you said?
Yeah, you missed everything I'm saying. So let's read 1 Corinthians 3:6. Okay. And here's where your biggest issue is.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
It said, I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that gives the increase. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
So you're planted as to what? Because this
how you're not understanding what I'm trying to say, Elder Johnson. You said
no. So you tell me what you're trying to say.
I'm saying it, but you brushing over it every time I explain it.
No. I'm asking you what you're trying to say.
Okay. Even in the beginning of this conversation, you said there was nothing wrong with the teaching that I taught.
Dude, I'm asking you, what is you saying right here? You keep jumping everywhere else. I'm asking you right here, what is this body of scripture? What do you explain it to us?
What do you mean? I'm jumping. I'm tackling what we're talking about. I'm tackling about what we're talking.
You to explain this. Why is this? Why you have these body of texts in here? And
you said I was teaching another doctrine in my.
Okay, so hold up a second. Elder Jenkins, I ask you a question. Do you understand if I'm asking somebody, can they explain the body of text? Why is this scriptures placed in there? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Elder Marshall, when I'm asking that same question, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Elder Martin, can you, if I ask you to explain the body of text, why it's in your writings, can you explain why it's there?
Yes.
Elder Carlos, same for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can someone elaborate?
No, we don't need to elaborate because I just told you what it was. And for some reason,
I put this verse, I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So then neither that he has planted anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase. Now he that planteth, he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive according to his own labor. The reason why I put this is because you in your video, you said I was teaching another doctrine. So I'm like, how can I teach another doctrine if I'm teaching the same thing? So if not saying that I'm planting or watering anything, but all I was doing was teaching. But how? So you made a separation of saying that.
Okay.
Not to separate, not only the separation.
I'm gonna shorten this up. I'm gonna shorten this.
One second. Not only the separation that there's two different platforms. You not only
It
make
is two different platforms.
right.
You on another platform. I'm on another platform.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You not only made the distinction of two different platforms, you also made the distinction of saying that I was teaching another doctrine, but then in the same breath, in this live right now, you said that you had nothing wrong with the teaching. Nothing was wrong with the teaching.
No. What I said is I didn't even reference your teaching. I didn't even bring up your teaching.
So why did you say I taught
Same
another
thing. Wait a
doctrine?
minute. Okay. Same thing. Can you read Romans 3? No, can you read? Yeah, because Romans 3:4 going to explain why we got two different doctrines. Can you read Romans 3:4? Because it says
You want me to read these verses?
Yeah, read Romans 3:4.
I'm going to read it, but you're brushing over what I'm trying to explain.
No,
You're not hearing me.
No, yeah, I do. I'm hearing you 100%.
Okay, so what am I saying that is wrong?
No, Romans 3:4.
Elder Johnson, you're not saying what I'm saying. I'll
read it for you. It says, God forbid, yea, let God be true and every man a liar. So all the way up here, what you was always referencing, you was referencing us. Because you were saying we were trying to be lords over you, which we wasn't. But for whatever reason, you're not technically a man because you got it right here. That's the purpose of this. So you let God's word be true, period. Every man a liar. But you got to do what you got to do because you said it all through your text, which you're going to move forward. So you holding yourself at a higher level on what I keep saying. So when you see this, what this is telling you, this tells you right to Isaiah chapter 14, start at 12, all the way to verse 15.
Elder Johnson.
No.
I know that verse you're talking about.
Because wait a minute, this is what Lucifer does. He can sit there and he can learn from somebody, and then after he said he gonna catapult his throne above the stars of God. I'm just a servant. That's all I am. I'm no bigger than anything.
How am I saying that I'm exalting above you guys? Every time I reiterate this one part, you don't want to give no attention to it.
Dude, you can't even explain why the verse is in there.
I put that verse there.
Yeah, Deacon Sampson.
Wait, Elder Johnson, I put that verse there because and the reason why I also put Luke, I tie in all these together because even as the 12, let's make the similitude. King James Bible University is the 12 disciples. Peter and that, let's just make the spiritual similitude. I'm Paul because I was essentially like I was talking to Elder Johnson. I said I couldn't teach over here. Okay, I'm starting to teach, but in that same video, you said I would not only that you made the separation from the platforms. Okay, that's cool. You also said that I'm teaching another doctrine. So that's why I had Luke 49. Wait, that's why I had Luke 9, 49, and 50 in there.
So this is real simple.
Christ is saying, don't forbid him because he's
wait a minute. So this is
according to my name.
So this is real simple.
See?
When two people have differences based on what's going on even right now, that's letting you know it's two different spirits because we can't even come to a medium.
Wait a minute.
So since we can't even come to a medium, it's clearly letting you know it's two different spirits here. Right here.
What am I missing?
So wait a minute, hold it. So I'm telling you, it's two different spirits here. Because why? If one spirit can't agree with another spirit, and you still can't come with another spirit, and one spirit sitting there saying things that cannot happen. Now I know 1 second because he can't get in. Hey, D, you can't get in? No, you need to use the same link. It comes in the same link. All right. Yeah, so the main thing is this. When you can't come to an agreement at all, it's letting you know it's two different spirits there. So why is two different spirits? Because one gonna have one form of a doctrine to where they can control their own doctrine, their own belief in the way that they want to do things. You have another one who's gonna hold to another doctrine, no matter what.
Elder, that's what I'm trying to understand.
No. So the same thing is
you're always cutting me off. I'm trying to.
Because the same thing you see here, as you even said here, you have a group of men who's trying to be lords over you. Nobody was ever trying to be lord over you.
Elder Johnson, it was the issue of and even what Brother Darrell was saying, that's 100% true. I was removed from teaching, and every time I harp on this point, you don't give no attention to it. And I keep asking you, can you give attention to this part?
You can't
Not
even give
only
attention to this. You can't even give attention to
it's
the
like
verse.
I'm explaining the verses, and I know what they mean.
No, I asked you something clear, and see, I explained. I asked you, why is this in the body of your writing?
Right.
Yeah,
Because it
because
was
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why it's in the body of your writing. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. When people write in this format, they're narcissists. Why? Because you replace yourself as if you are Jesus.
no, I'm not.
Oh no, dude! All you got to do, go back, take the time, read your body of work, and you'll see it. I'm
No,
telling other people already seen this and said this. I'm talking about. I didn't even have to explain it to them. They said this dude think he is Jesus.
what, Elder Johnson?
Oh
This
man,
was in 1 second. This was in
dude,
response to what you
dude, I'm not finna go through all.
this was in response to what you said on the 13-minute public announcement. You keep
Exactly. You think you're Jesus being persecuted.
no, I'm not. I don't think I'm Jesus being
Dude, all
no.
you gotta do is read it. That's all you got.
Elder Johnson, Elder Jenkins on mic, please. So, because I'm trying to explain this, and you not here.
Go ahead, brother.
So, what I'm saying, Elder Jenkins, and this is what I was talking to you the other day. I don't think I'm trying to pit above you guys or anything, or trying to exalt myself above you. What was stated in the public announcement video, not only the separation of the King James Bible University platform and my YouTube channel. That's okay. I understand that. You also made a distinction between the doctrines, and I'm like, what doctrine did I teach? Because remember, Elder Jenkins, I was like, that would have been an icing on the cake in Elder Johnson's video. He would have sliced me up and went right into the video and be like, hey, look, this is where he said wrong, or this is where this is at, this is where that is at. So that's why I pit. Wait, That's why I pit those verses there, because I'm saying is we are one. Yeah, okay, y'all, KJBU, I'm no longer under that platform. It's like the same thing as the 12 disciples, where John is saying, hey, Lord, they'd follow if not with us, like with this group. That's why I made that verse there where he said, forbid them not, because we're all teaching in the same name. I'm not only harping on the part that you made the distinction of the platforms is not the issue. Is that you said I taught another. Elder Johnson, if you pull the video up, you said I taught another doctrine. I'm like, that's why I was talking to Elder Jenkins about what other doctrine did I teach. That's why I pulled those scriptures in Corinthians. I Apollos watered, and I planted, Apollos watered. But God gave the increase. We're one because it's the same body. We're teaching the same thing. I know why I put those verses there. This was a response to what you said. I'm not trying to justify anything. You said I taught another doctrine. I'm like, that's why I was talking to Elder Jenkins. He would have went right into the video of what I said that was wrong, contrary to what you taught me all these years and what you taught all of these years. That's why I put those in there. But you're like, I don't see it.
All right, Deacon Khalil.
Well, Elder Jenkins,
Yeah,
that's why.
I'm gonna just go ahead. Um, yeah, bro. You pretty much painting yourself out to be a victim, and you kind of missing the point. The reason that this was even said in the first place is because in your bio you're making it appear as if you're a Hebraist, but you don't have the skill set to be a Hebraist. So by that being in your bio, any teaching that would come forth from that point, if somebody were to read that, they would automatically think that you're on the same level as Elder Johnson, meaning that would mislead somebody, and meaning that's a different way of teaching that you're actually going by doing that. Because no matter what, those individuals who will watch your teachings would then think those are like teachings that are coming from a Hebraic method, and they're not coming through that methodology. So no matter what, it's still showing a distinction and a difference. So based on that little bit of deceit being in there, based on the bio, it then makes everything else that you would do be on something else at that point because it's not straight from top to bottom. But now what you're in here doing is you're essentially painting yourself out to be a victim of some sorts when you're not. Really, you're saying that men were trying to be lords over you when nobody was trying to be a lord over you. I mean, everybody was really encouraging everybody to put forth the teachings and to put in the work when you chose not to put in the work in the first place for 6 weeks. So because of that, it doesn't even make any sense in the entire body of writing to say that men are trying to take away your right from doing anything when you weren't even utilizing the opportunity that was given to you in the first place. Let's make sure that's understood. And the second thing that we need to make sure we understand is the reason that the separation was happening in the first place is because those last couple of minutes of that teaching bled into Elder Lynn's teaching. And because it bled into Elder Lynn's teaching, it's not to where those two platforms could be mixing in that type of format. Why? Because then people are going to be missing the main teacher that's going to be out on Thursday. And because they're going to be
So what
on
do you
your
mean by that?
platform.
What do you mean by that?
What I
No,
mean by
you
that
don't even know
is
what I'm trying to ask. What do you mean by it bled into Elder Lynn's teaching?
the fact that it went out at 5:30. The teaching was
Mhm.
for an hour. Elder Lynn's teaching starts at 6:30. So that
No, it
means
don't. Elder Lynn's teaching starts at 7:30.
at 7:30.
Yes, that's when Elder Lynn's
It's still one. Well,
starts
let
at.
me make this clear. I'm not going to visit that again. One, it went 3 minutes in because someone else already knew that, and they said as soon as it was over, they came over to Elder Land. So it did blend in there a couple of minutes. So I'm not going to visit that and keep going back and harping over that. But I appreciate that, Deacon Sampson,
Mhm.
because you made valid point. Go ahead, Deacon Sampson, because then we're gonna go ahead and we'll talk to Sister Tamika.
Yeah, shalom to everybody that's up in here. Emmanuel, man, I just want to address you as a man and be forth with you and straight across the board honest with you, bro. You really need to accept humility in this situation because there have been some slugs shot out in the way that you wrote your statement. And you're really meandering. You're really meandering the fact that it came out as such, and now you want to be looked at as being victimized when you're really not, bro. And Elder Johnson hit on to have your mom be a part of this. No, you're not standing as a man in this situation. And the reason why I say that is because at 13 years old, when I felt that I did not want to accept what was going on in my mother's home, I left from up under her roof. And I dealt with everything that came my way from the age of 13 all the way up until now, you know, and accepted the consequences that came as well as the rewards. But the slugs that you were shooting out in your writing, man, those are the things that Elder Johnson was pointing out, and you trying to make it seem like as though you put those instances off up in your writing to mean something otherwise. But when it was read to me, I see nothing more than jabs and slugs being thrown out there in total disrespect. You understand? And there's no other way that you can explain that out. There's no way you can do that, man. And I'm only encouraging you to just go on and quail down, be quiet, accept the fact that you've been exposed and found out. Because ain't nobody told you can't teach. They just said, hey man, make a difference between you and them. That was it. And all these other victimized type of statements or accusations that you're feeling so that you can play the victim role, you're in dead error, man. And I'm just telling you this as a man. Why? Because I've had to go and do it myself as a man. But once the penalty or the punishment for your actions have subsided and you paid the cost, then you can start over, rebuilding afresh. But as long as you keep the shards of the glass broken, and keep stirring it up, you'll never be able to heal and you'll never be able to rebuild. And the reason why I say that is because if chastisement comes and it's coming from the Most High on you and towards you, you got to have respect to what he's doing, man. And you can't. And he's not gonna give you no blessing. He's not gonna give you no leniency. He's not gonna let you develop as long as you keep rejecting what he trying to give to you to grow and mature. That's all I want to encourage you on, bro.
Okay. Yeah, Deacon Amp.
Shalom, shalom, y'all. What up, brother Manuel? Um,
How you
I
doing?
just want, I'm good, thanks. I just want to ask a quick question, right? Let's throw all the semantics out for a second, right? A quick question. Um, do you feel as though this could have been handled a different way? Like as far as like your time slot was concerned, like you feel like you could have pushed it back, maybe because it could maybe have going over because when we do teachings, they could be pretty unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like maybe you did push it a little too close to the edge?
Um, I, I do. I can't say that because even when I was saying to Elder Jenkins the other day is when, because I'm on the road, so I don't have good internet. So when my with the songs, I would just upload them because people said they don't it was too short. So basically, why premiere them? So that's why I was just pinning them up when it would just automatically download, put them up. But with the teaching, I'm just premiere the teaching. Um, was it close? I didn't think it was an issue, but I can see that now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
so because like with that being said, um, when things like this happen, right? Especially the way, you kind of fell back from everybody in the whole situation. It could be misconstrued, it could be construed, it could be taken in a certain type of light. And especially, in this situation, is unfortunate, but that's where the accountability comes in. You feel me? Like, um, that's where we could start saying like, hey, maybe I did, maybe that could have been me, and instead of everybody flying off the handle, especially a reaction to what you had wrote, it could have been like, all right, let me holler at Elder and see what, and think this out. That's why I said yesterday, we all got to take a deep breath sometimes and just see what would actually happen. And
and
that's why
and
I asked
Deacon
that
Nat,
question.
if
Mhm.
I might say what you just was saying, even Sister Bernadette can attest that I said this, and I was like, I can go on my teaching and say that I am no longer a part of the King James Bible University platform. I even said that to Sister Bernadette, but I don't know if her reaction was like, why would you say that, or I
Yeah, but
don't really.
that's beside the point. The point is, even when you
No,
were just admitted that, all right, maybe that I could have just brought it, pushed it back an hour or so, maybe a couple of hours, because like when you put your songs out and they're beautiful, um, they are usually at a certain time, like in the morning. There's nothing else on the field. You know what I'm saying? But that
I
the
understand
where you put when you put your teaching out, that was potential for conflict and bumping heads, and that didn't even have to be,
that.
you
That's
know.
that,
So
and that's what I was not. My intentions wasn't nowhere there. Because the truth be told, I was going to post
but
that teaching up way before Thursday, but I
can
was
you
trying
see
to.
what that miscalculation can lead to misunderstanding? Can you
I
see where
I
that
I,
happens?
I do see that, and
Right, and that's all.
um,
And that's all. That's it. Listen, as a man, that's all you have to acknowledge, and then everything could just fall from there. Like, no, nobody got to have any type of ill feelings. Look, I messed up. I shouldn't have brought it that close, and then we got the reaction that we got, and then we got
mhm,
this going snowballing. This don't have to happen. It didn't have to happen this way. Hey, I messed up. Let me just take what was came after that and just
see, see,
and do
Deaconette,
that.
I agree with that because you said it was that close. The whole narrative has been saying it bled into it as I was teaching and Elder Lynn was teaching. That was not the case because I was aware when Elder Lee teaching. I would not pit my thing
And
at
that's
6:30 or
why I said
7
that's why I
7:30.
said
I
that's why
wouldn't
I
do that.
said
That would have
that's why
been playing out.
Yeah.
Like,
Got
what's
you.
going on?
That's
Hey,
why I
D,
said semantics aside. That's why I said semantics aside, because it is what it is. You feel me? And everything came about because of that. So we don't need the semantics. We just need to understand that even playing it that close was a mistake. That's it.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's it. That's all.
yeah.
All right, I'm
So,
gonna let you go ahead, bro.
so all I want to say this
Mm.
is one, I want to be pretty clear that clearly we show a separation between you and I. And the same thing is the same person that baptized you. It's the same one with the Most High God removing the same covering from you because you would be off on your own. There's going to be a clear difference between you and me. There's going to be a clear difference between your God and my God. Your God is still over flesh. I don't worship that God. I don't chase that God. I don't hold to that God. You do. You hold to that God. And no matter what, you're never wrong. You have an excuse for everything you do. You have an excuse for all things. You never find nothing wrong. You showed that you're not a friend, but you showed that you're a foe. You showed that you always against anybody who don't see that you're correct. You always try to find excuses for everything. So that is not a man of God. That's a man of the enemy. That's a man of Satan. So the same thing as I told you before. We walk two different paths. I don't walk that path. I'm very straight up, very straightforward. But for what you have done not against me, but you done this to everybody. You done this against God. You done this for your own ways. You done this because this is what you choose, and this is the way that you choose to walk. So with that, you might trickle over here, whatever you do. But same as I said, me and you on two different paths. You on a path to where you can change your life one day, and hopefully you can come and make amends with God before you do that. But just as I said, as you see, even in your writings and everything else, you don't take agreements on anything. Even though everything is in your right, all the proof is all in the pudding. But what I'm gonna tell you right now, do not send nothing else to my wife because my wife don't commune or she don't commune with people that is of Satan. I don't want you doing that at all. If you want to do that, you can do that with any other brothers, which I'm pretty sure I'm not sure they're going to allow that. But the thing is, you is of another person, and I don't deal with it. Do not text me. Do not send me anything because you is not who you say you are. The same I'm going to cut it with your mom. Your mom said certain things that she said that she wasn't for the same thing with her kids, but she showed that she wasn't straightforward with me also. She wasn't lying to me. She's lying to God. She wasn't lying to Deacon Ant. She was lying to God because he still chose you. Even though what went on happened, I cannot afford to have people within here, within this congregation, within these people, to where they can never find no wrong in what they do. All they can ever do is find reasons for what happened. And we're going to keep digging to where we'll never come to an end. I can't afford that. I'm not here for that. So as I said, it's going to be a distinction between you and I, to where clearly, as I said, you teach at whatever time you want to teach. You do whatever you need to do. Because I have nothing more here to where me and you have any other business to do. We will not meet again on any level or any form. Do not call anyone as far as anyone trying to meet with me on any level or any form. I'm not here for that. Because no matter what we did, no matter what we showed you, you never change. So you're the man who you are. So nothing ever going to change with you. You're going to continue to move the way you want to. So with that, I say I'm going to leave this alone. If anybody want to bid you farewell, whatever, they're more than welcome to do it because from here, I'm done talking. But as I said, it's between you and God. And the main thing is you need to switch out. But right now, you serving the God of Satan. And that's one I don't serve because If you were serving the God that we have, me and you wouldn't have the differences. We wouldn't have the conflicts. We wouldn't have the issues. When something happens to you, you wouldn't have got upset and walked away. Same as you see, humility is above all things. I never treated you as a foe. Same as Sister Bernadette yelled out yesterday. You sat at my table. You sat at my mother's table. You sat at my sister's table. And no matter what, you still sit there and you have done things wrong. You showed that you couldn't change nothing. So with that, I cannot afford to have that there. And I choose not to make sure this never happened to me again. So with that again, I tell you, we part ways. Same God that you serve, I don't serve. The same God that you wanted to serve, you just see it, but you want to use it for your own benefit. And he's not one who's going to be used on those type of benefits. And the main thing that you're doing, what people got to understand is who you're going to choose. You're going to choose flesh or you're going to choose God. And I see that both y'all choose flesh. All that we have done, all what we have taught, I'm fine. Because my thing is just to be a servant of God. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm no higher. I'm not trying to be your Lord. And I'm not trying to be a God over you. All I ever tried to do is teach you what you need to do. You chose to go your way. You chose not to turn in teachings. You chose to do all these things, and you always chose what you felt you should do, and then you're going to make your own way. No matter what's been brought to you, you always flip it your own way to where you're never wrong. And the worst thing about it is you brought your mom into it. But your mom would sit there and she thought she was defending you, but she's trying to defend flesh. That's her problem. So my thing is, I don't want contention at any event that we do. I don't need contentions or brought up things, anything that we do on anything. So she's removed also for the same things. I don't need neither one in here. All coverings I remove, and I make sure that all is going to go. The same thing you will hear, because I will also make this an open prayer to where even though you're here private, but I'm going to make sure it's open. And it's not going to be your names in there. But all the people who I've said before this Passover comes, I told everybody, people are going to start being removed as they being revealed. And as I'm saying with you guys, same prayer I'll make. The main thing is going on to where I have even made sins against God because I believe on my own flesh, and my flesh was weak, thinking that it was going to help you out. And I see that it don't. So my thing is, that's my mistake again that I did against God. But I'm making sure I'm going to correct it more so. Because my first inkling, I should have took, and I chose not to. But that mistake won't happen anymore. So with that, I say farewell. Elder Jenkins, if you have anything to say, or anyone, because after this, we finna tie this on out.
Now, everything pretty clear, Elder. Like I said, me and him had a long, extensive talk Sunday morning after Deacon Hicks' class, and he know everything we talked about. It was pretty, clear and involved.
All right. Anyone else?
So, Elder, you're saying that you're going to pray that God is no longer with me?
What I said is this: we're under two different coverings. I tell you what you do. You go read about Aaron and Moses when that covering came off of him. You say you understand the Bible very well, so you go and you read that and you understand it. You understand exactly what I told you. I'm not here to play games. See, and somehow you think I'm here to play a game with you. I'm not here. I'm not here to play a game with you. I'm not here to play church. I take what I do very serious. See, the same thing is when people continue and still don't want to follow God the way they should be, there's no reason for me to sit there to make sure that things goes on. Meaning I'm no longer a warner for you. I don't warn you on what you need to do with God. So that's the main reason covering is removed from you. You release from God. So you don't have no issues. What you do, you find God. You find him on your own terms. You find him what you need to do. You look at him and you need what need to go on. Same as you said with the teachings. You go teach, you teach what you teach. We under two different doctrines. Those doctrines, if you were to teaching the correct doctrine, you would have made sure certain things wouldn't happen. But guess what? You want to prove to yourself, you want to prove to us that you can do all things. So you do those things. You do those according to you. Because everybody, they need one. They need one thing that's most important. They need a preacher with them. They need somebody who can show them more what to do. You felt you had enough to where you do what you need to do. You even got it in your writings. That's why it's still up there. Because you do what you need to do.
I deleted everything.
No, I just said you got it up here. I can send it to you if you want to. But the same thing, like I told you, we're done here. We're done. I don't have nothing else more to do with this. Because you showed clearly what went on. You showed clearly what happened, as same with your mom. Show clearly when you sit there and you're saying you have to love him more than you love your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, your husband, your children. She showed she loved you more than anything else, more than the righteousness of God. She chose you. She still believes you when you wrote those emails and all these bios. And it's the same thing you still believe no matter what. I wrote them. And I already told you I didn't write them because I know I write. But no matter what, you wanted me to continually check. Your mother believes that. So the main thing is you guys hold on to flesh. But once you guys do, y'all go and y'all search and y'all find God. Find him the way you need to find him. And hopefully that you guys find your way. Yeah.
How when that's through the I watch your teachings. You're saying, Elder Johnson, you're saying that I'm not basically following the Most High God, and even in the teachings,
I tell you what, I answer that for you too. Tell you what, I ask many people, who do you think I am? And saying the same thing is, you can think I'm a man, you can think I'm a messenger of God, you can think of me any way, I'm cool either way you go. The main thing is if you think I have the Spirit of God, then you would have treated it as somebody who had the Spirit of God with them. But guess what? You treat us as if you are God, and that's why I got this up there, because you believe you're Jesus. That's why I keep saying the same thing. All you gotta do is look at your writings. It's right there. No, it's right there.
I don't believe in it.
So I'm gonna tell you, you wrote it like that. So the same thing, like, but later on you might say I wrote it. I don't know. The thing is, though, we need to make sure that we understand each other to where I move forward. Because just like I said, I'm not going to make this mistake again. This mistake, we're done. Yeah, anybody else? Because I got to take care of some stuff.
How are you saying I need to find God when I'm in my personal life doing the things that I'm trying to do to purify that? Like even in your teaching, you say it may take this long, may take that long, it may take this long, and I'm doing that.
Okay, so what you got to still understand is this. People sit there and try to take things certain ways. And I keep telling you the same thing. When people can't even recognize their own wrong, I do many teachings where I can show you what you need to do. And not only those teachings is just for anyone else, they're also for myself. But the main thing is we got to recognize when we're wrong. We got to recognize when we don't have something. We don't try to sit there and prove ourselves right in any kind of way. See, it's certain things that I told you. I watch all things. And a lot of stuff you probably don't pay attention to what you say all the time. Because when you sit there and you precurse it and you call Bluehost, and then you telling Bluehost about deleted emails, this and that, and then you want to put a note in there and say, hey, just in case these emails deleted, we might have to go to this. But guess what? I told my wife all these things, all of them. I told her this on the way while we were going to eat. While they sitting there still pulling the thing out, I say, now I'm telling her, and I'm going to have her on mic for a minute. And sweetie, can you on mic? Because the same thing is, I told her exactly what you was going to do, and you did them like clockwork. Did not we talk about this same thing, sweetie?
Yes.
And I'm telling you, you did it like I wrote the movie. Everything I said you were going to do, you did. And everything I said that your mom was going to do, she did. Why? Because I already knew I already knew how this was going to play out. This ain't talking about today or yesterday. I already knew how it was going to play out. It is what it is. So the same thing is, when you see stuff and you want to understand stuff for what it is, you always remember what was going on. But the same thing, like I said, if I would have wrote that, one, I would have disrespected not just Dr. Sha'ul, but all his family members, everybody else, and going back. But no matter what, you want to sit there and say, no matter what, no, you wrote it. No, I know you wrote it. You just can't find it. Can you go check this? Because I'm going to prove to you that you're wrong. So the main thing is, it's easy for me, as I keep saying, it's easy for me just to separate from this. We're done. Why? Because I'll tell you what, it's no truth in you. You're a narcissist. And my best thing to do is to separate myself from it. And the main perpetrator of it is the one that's sitting right there with you, your mom. Because she's pushing that. That's the issue. So I remove the coverings. I'm good with it. Anybody else? If not, we're going to end this conversation.
Yes, I just wanted to add, if I may, please.
Yeah.
I'm really torn by what has happened and what has transpired. But I want Brother Emmanuel to know that the scripture says, whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. The Most High, you're going through this, you're being chastised because of the arrogancy and the pride and the jealousy that was made known at yesterday's meeting. I believe that the Lord wants to use you for something to do his will. He wants you. He doesn't want to turn you over to Satan. He wants you. That's why you're being chastised. So my advice would just be based on my own personal experience. You have to get it right now with the Most High, with Christ. You have to rebuild and work on that relationship. You have to go before Christ and let him know in all honesty, because he already knows, but he wants you to say it. You have to be honest and let the Lord know you were full of pride. The envy crept in. The arrogancy is still there. Let him know your weaknesses. He already knows where you're weak. Let him know your weaknesses and let him know that you need help, that you need Christ. The scripture says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Ask him to give you the strength to overcome these strongholds, because these strongholds will keep you out of the kingdom. Ask him to give you power to overcome. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. I know because I've been there. Areas where I thought I was strong, where I thought I overcome, the Lord, I shared this with the sisters, the Lord just showed me and knocked me down and told me, no, you ain't got it. I went through a trial and I failed. I literally failed that trial because I thought that I had mastered something and I didn't. So Brother Emmanuel, I say to you, get your relationship on track with the Most High. It's just like a man, when he cheats on his wife, he has to do everything in his power to win her trust. You have to rekindle your relationship with Christ. You have to go to him, like I said, and just be honest. If you got to cry, cry. But be honest with the Most High and let him know that you want to do better, but you can't do it on your own. You need his strength and you need his power. There may be something greater that the Most High has planned for you. I don't know. Nobody knows but the Most High. But don't miss out on that opportunity. Just take this as a stepping stone, as a learning experience. You can still do greater things for the Most High. It doesn't have to be right here at KJBU or the house. But you can do great things for the Most High. And to Sister Tamika, when the Lord is chastising your child, don't get in the way. Because if you get in God's way, you're stepping out of his will. and you don't want the Most High to remove you. Let the Lord deal with your child. And just sit back and do what a mother should do. Pray. Give him encouragement. Not to give up, not to stop, not to go plastering stuff on social media, but give him encouragement in the word. I know you said the other day that I know my son. I know my son wouldn't do this. I know my son wouldn't lie. I know he wouldn't do that. Have you ever known, these parents? There's some parents in school, and they'll say, oh, well, my son, my daughter, no, they would never do that. No, not my child. I know my son is not doing that at school. And then the mom pays a surprise visit to the school. She's standing outside the school ground, looking at her son or her daughter cuss, being a bully. I know that's not my child. I taught my child better than that. But see, there were some things that you knew, but maybe you ignored, because if you truly, 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 and I'm not saying that you don't, I'm not trying to throw no rocks at you. Believe you me, sister, I'm not. But if you truly, truly knew your son, you would have known the arrogancy and the pride that he had in his heart. And you would have told him, son, you're going about it the wrong way. I know all about protection because I have tried to protect Elder. I know about it. But guess what? The Lord is chastising him. Just pray and give him spiritual guidance, and the Lord will take care of it. I am going to miss you, sister, because you're very vocal in the women's session, our Bible study. And Brother Emmanuel, I'm going to miss you too. The two of you. Text me if you like, call me if you like, but it's not going to be about this. We're not going to talk about this situation. We're going to talk about how we can move forward in the Most High. And I encourage you, Brother Emmanuel, keep talking to Elder Jenkins. There's going to be a time, Lord, I don't know how I make it right. Lord, how do I get right with the Lord? I don't know what to do. I'm trying, but it doesn't seem like anything is working. Pick up the phone and call Elder Jenkins. Let him give you some spiritual guidance, some wise counseling. Thank you, Elder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because I'm getting ready to go off. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead and then.
I want to do those things, but I'm just, how can I do them when all I want to pray to God and say to remove is covering from me? That, how can I be guided by to help me?
Yeah, it's done, man. That's it. I know everybody understands what truly just happened just now. It's done, and we should just walk away from this. And that's all I have to say. Truly.
The thing I would have to say is, Brother Emmanuel, I wish you well, my brother. There comes a time in one's life that we have to understand what it is that we need to do on this journey. Sometimes it's going to get tough. Sometimes it'll be a little bit lighter. but for the majority of time, we're going to go through. We have to understand that we have to pass these tests and trials. These tests and trials we must pass, and we have to be able to identify those things when they appear. So we won't go back over what we have been talking about the last couple of days. But we have to be men. We have to be men and continue on this path, uh, uh, encouraging one another. So as you depart from this platform, you have to seek out the Most High God. And I want to read this text to you, okay? And it's from Proverbs 15:33. The desire of the Spirit of God is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. We have to always humble ourselves to make sure that we're preparing our heart always for God. We have to prepare our hearts to learn of His truth. We have to and must conform into His image. So that being said, my brother, I wish you well. And I hope everything that you seek after happens for you. Shalom.
Yeah, Brother Emmanuel, this is Elder Marshall. I'd like to say something to you. I didn't get a chance to really know you, but I know that Elder was very close to you. And listen, I've done things in my life that I'm ashamed of. You know, I've spoken out of turn. I've said things that weren't right to say. But you have to be man enough to just stand up and admit that. And if you admit that, that pain that you're feeling inside right now, that pain will cease just as fast as you say it out loud, as you say it to yourself if you have to in the mirror. Just be strong and move on and keep your faith. And just like the other elders, said, and Sister Valerie so eloquently said, just move on and search out the Lord. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Sister Bernie.
Shalom. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday I was extremely passionate. I've spent 3 years behind the scene with Quinton through a lot of ups and downs we have gone through, as you already know. And I'm hurt. But one thing that I've learned under the house of Jehovah is that as long as you have breath in your body, Quinton, you can get it right with God. So just remember, a broken heart and a contrite spirit is what He seeks after. So this process that you're going through and the separation that is necessary, and Sister Johnson so eloquently speak. She know I'm ghetto. she she just have a way with her words. But it was beautifully said. Just remember, even though the covering isn't there, that doesn't mean that it cannot come back. So while you going through and you searching your heart, searching the things that you have done contrary to God to become an enemy, because essentially that's what you've done. I was trying to tell you that before you had gotten here, but when the other spirit take over, it's we can't hear. So there was nothing else that I could do because you would not hear me. You said, Sister Bernadette, I hear you, but you wasn't hearing me. So now we're here. So just kind of remember, as you go through this process, as you go on your journey, to be broken. And hopefully, my brother, you'll get stronger and come back fresh and renewed. And yes, Sister Tamika, I was with your son for 3 years, or maybe longer, encouraging him in the background. I saw great potential in the background. But as parents, we cannot get involved. I learned that the hard way. And yes, Sister Johnson is 1000% correct. We have to pray from afar. And sometimes we don't even need to bring them before God at all. So I encourage you, Brother Emmanuel and Sister Tamika. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to go ahead on out, and I didn't know if anybody else had anything, because we're gonna cut it here. And so we're good. So let me stop this. And as I was saying, I wish everybody well. So as we move forward, hopefully you guys can find what you're looking for. But as long as you're looking for him your way, you'll never find him. As long as you're making sure that no matter what, you're right, you'll never find him, because he's not there. He's only going to come to you, as they said, when you sit there and you understand exactly what you're going against. Because right now you're fighting with flesh. And that's something that I hope that you guys would have recognized even on yesterday, where all the evidence was shown, everything shown, but no matter what, yourself, excluding your mother, no matter what, I'm wrong. So the same thing is, it comes to where how can we cover you? And showing you who the cover is. And the same person that you sitting there that you speaking against. So the same as I'm not Moses, but just speaking in the place of the spirit that was resting in Moses. How can you pray for someone who actually is against you? Makes no sense. So those you keep with you. You keep with you both. Y'all continually move forward. As I said, y'all can look at the teachings daily. That's between you and your God. But what the changes you make is what you choosing to do. And if you choosing flesh, I promise you, you're gonna miss everything. As long as you're sitting there thinking that you never did anything wrong, you never had nothing wrong that you have chosen, same as your mom, that she was just trying to help her son, that she didn't think she was doing something. What you do, you let him stand on himself. He came in this world by himself, he's gonna leave it all by himself, the same as you. But what you guys have chosen to do, you chosen to go against all things about what you've been learning. You chose flesh over the Spirit of God. So with that, I say to each and every one that we're going to commence here until we meet again on the other side. And the ones that we have always that I meet with, we'll see later. But same thing I said, I have no qualms with you. I have no anything. You wasn't doing it against me, but you was doing it against yourself, because you, no matter what, you thought you was right. And you were going to keep going. We'll keep digging. We'll keep digging. We'll keep digging. We'll keep digging until you can find something to where you can find an excuse to where you was partially somewhere, somehow right. That's the wrong thing. And then the worst thing is, what I really was shocked at, that your mother was just holding right there with you, and someone who shouldn't have never even stood there. So hopefully you guys can speak about it, talk about it, and get it right. But same as I said, you silenced on the lost sheep of Israel, and I'm gonna keep you silenced there, because I don't appreciate what you did when I was speaking. You put in there that that's not true. But then the main thing is, you can look at everybody's channel. We can't block you from the channel, but Zoom, it's not there, because we can't have two different spirits in the same space like that. So with that, I say to you guys, y'all take care. Hopefully everything goes well with you. So we're going to end this meeting. So we're going to go ahead on out. And
Yeah, Elder Johnson on the wall. Stand tall, protect them with his Jehovah's. Let the falsehood fall. Sword in the mouth, truth in the call. Touch not what is holy, watch the mighty fall. Posted like a watchman where the night wind blow. Eyes on the gate where the thieves move slow. No fear in the chest, no bend, no crawl. Lifting 850s daily. If they come for the sacred, then they're facing the wall. Guarding the flock from the wolves that creep. While the blind men slumber and the hirelings sleep. Voice like thunder when the warning go. Fire in the word make the whole camp know. Not for fame, not for gold, not the applause at all. Only standing for the name when the dark ones call. Hands to the plow, feet planted raw. Elder Johnson on the wall for the law of Jehovah. Elder Johnson on the wall. Stand tall, protecting what is Jehovah's. Let the falsehood fall. Sword in the mouth, truth in the call. Touch not what is holy, watch the mighty fall. On the wall, no retreat. On the wall, never weak. On the wall, till the end. Protecting what is Jehovah's again. Yeah. Yeah. There was a dog that just used the letter Q. 6'9" that roamed the street with hidden wounds beneath his feet. He walked around like all was clean, but carried STDs and things you never seen. He wagged his tail, he played it cool, spoke like a king, but lived as a fool. And when the whisper reached his name, he turned around and passed the blame. It's never him, it's always them. It ain't me, it's them you see. That's the song of hypocrisy. You tell the girl, you tell the world, twist the truth till it's unfurled. It ain't me that gave you that SED. I know you are a virgin before you got with me, but you see, it ain't me. I stand alone, build a lie, then make a throne. Change his name like Cam do, now go by the name Emmanuel against the world, sitting on his throne. But truth still calls your hidden name a dog with fleas. He told the pure, you're safe with me. Spoke soft words so carefully, but every step left tracks behind. A trail no darkness ever blinds. He'd say I'm clean with lifted chin, while STDs hiding in sickness deep within. And every mirror he would face, he'd turn away, deny the trace. When the light shines on the field, every hidden thing revealed. Not by word nor by defense, but by fruit and evidence. A beast may bark and shift the ground, but truth don't move, it stands its ground. For what is done beneath the skin will speak aloud from deep within. You tell the virgin, tell your girl, you leave and stand before the world and say it's never coming from you. Though every sign says it is true, you build a world inside your mind where wrong is right and truth is blind. A kingdom made of shifting sand that cannot ever truly stand. It ain't me, it's them again. Echoes loud from broken men, but scales are set and light is near, and every voice will soon be clear. You against the world, you cry, but truth is not a thing to try. But when the light begins to rise, it tears the veil from all disguise. The track is left. The track is left. The scent remains. No voice can wash away the stains. When truth arrives, it calls it plain, and none can shift or pass the blame.